So I know how hard it can be to do one thing well. We spoke to somebody who is doing three. Jennifer is an influencer with over 19,000 followers on Instagram. She's a model and she owns a fashion brand called Joe Lagos that makes very beautiful apparel for everyone. I find that very fascinating. So we at Workstedi decided to speak to her to find out how she's doing all of this as part of our new series, Wow, I Built This. So welcome to our chat about what it's like being, an entrepreneur in Lagos.
Yeah.
Thank
you for having me.
Can you introduce yourself to our audience that don't know who this fine person is?
My name is Jennifer Omoreige. I am an entrepreneur and a model/influencer in Lagos, Nigeria. But yeah, I'm also international. I do international sometimes. If you need me, I'll show up.
Guys, get that. Okay, so let's take it one after the other. So tell me about the entrepreneurship. So what's your business? What's it about?
Okay, so my business is called Joe Lagos. It's a brand that is into ready-to-wear for both male and female.
Okay.
So we make them here in Nigeria. We source the material here in Nigeria as well. So yeah.
Okay. Is this from Joe Lagos?
No, it's not. But then we have a collection launching on the 28th of November. That's Monday, like 2 Mondays from now. So yeah. So our collection is launching for the first time after 2 years of us trying to rebrand and start, again and all of that. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah, sounds exciting.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Joe Lagos brand. So is this athleisure? Is this streetwear? Is this high-end fashion? Give me an idea.
Well, I would say, I don't know if there's any word like that, but when I sat down to think about starting a brand, what really made me want to start was because I wanted to create something that was luxury and affordable at the same time for people to be able to buy and just love what they see. And then it all started with me making things for myself that I liked, because I'm actually quite busty, and whenever I tried shopping online, that's in Nigeria here, and I order things like, I need a dress, and they never ask me for my measurements. Most stores here, I would say 90% of the stores here would just be like, are you a size 12 or you're a size 14?
Yeah.
And they tend to make a mistake, because out here in Nigeria, we have most women who are different sizes from their below and their, So I always had a rough time trying to order things online for myself that I wanted. Either it was too big or it was too small and it couldn't fit, because I'm a size 12, but then up I'm like a size 14. And it was just a struggle, especially for swimwear. That's even the worst. When you want to buy a swimwear now for someone that is busty, you have to buy 2 swimwears because you would not see your size for your busty part.
Yeah.
And it was just ridiculous. And I was like, I want to start my own brand. I want to create my own brand. And that just made me start my brand. And I started designing. And it took about 2 years to get to where I am right now, because I didn't really set anything for 2 years.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out how to get the perfect production team, how to get the perfect material, how to get the perfect person to be able to understand my knowledge and what I wanted for a brand to help me.
Be aligned with your vision.
Understand, it wasn't easy to find those people along the line. So it took me about 2 years to find the perfect team to work with and get the result I wanted to. And so Joe Lagos is just luxury, and it's just a brand that is just for every single person, for every size. It's inclusive for every single person. If you're busty up, if you're slimmer down, you always get your size. And it's an outfit that you get, and whenever you walk into a room, everyone just look at you, because it's just giving that luxury and classic and unique look. That's just the look.
So basically they get to look like you.
I would say even more classy.
Even better.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so nice. So that's about Joe Lagos.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about your modeling and influencing.
Okay. I would say modeling and influencing was never the plan. It just started. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything I had to do. I had just come out from school, and NYC was not coming forth because there was like COVID lockdown
Yeah.
and all of that. And I just needed something to do because I tried applying for jobs and people were like, if you have to work here, you need to have done your NYC or you are doing your NYC. I don't know if they know the meaning of NYC. It's just a thing that you do in Nigeria before you get an actual job that would pay. And then my sister is a model actually. She has been doing it for like quite a year before I started doing it. And, I just decided to tell her that, it's something that I would love to, start doing at the side just to get money and take care of myself to like start NYC and start an actual job. And then I started modeling, and I remember the first brand I ever worked with, I had won like 16 outfits and the pay was really shitty, and I was just like, how would I work from morning to this time and I get paid this type of money? I was just like
this
are you sure this
sense?
Is for me? But with the condition in Nigeria, you have to take things as you see them. And I would say over time, as time went, I just like kept on like maturing in the whole modeling thing. I started like standing up for what I wanted. If it didn't pay me, I wouldn't do it. If it wasn't something that would like be of benefit, or I'm spending my time doing this, if you're not going to pay for my time, I'm not going to show up. So I think it took like 6 months for me to get to that point, because I believe in Nigeria, models go through a lot. Like the modeling industry, it's actually an industry where you don't feel appreciated most of the time, because I believe in Nigeria, most brands do not appreciate models.
True.
They see them as, you're probably just doing it because you want to volunteer, or you're just doing it because of, I'm doing you a favor because you're going to be in my brand. But people tend to forget that if I'm wearing your clothes, I'm bringing out the beauty in your clothes. How about you just take it to a mannequin to wear it then? If you think that the mannequin will bring that beauty out of your clothes. So these are one of the problems that we face as models in the industry. But one thing you just have to do as a model is to stand up for what you want. Is to stand up for what you see and envision for yourself. Because if you don't, people are just going to keep riding you. People are just going to keep taking advantage of you. Which means you're going to say no to a lot of things because you want to see yourself grow. And you don't want to keep collecting a particular pay that will just keep you in a particular place and you'll be stagnant. So
Yeah, I think also because of the way Nigeria is, there's a lot of people that take a lot of things. So these guys are spoiled in the things that they try, and they're like, this person accepted this, let me try this on everybody.
And the truth is that sometimes you could take jobs that would give you exposure, it's fine, but it's your personal decision to make that, so it's actually also okay sometimes, because I know that I've done jobs sometimes where, I wasn't okay with the pay, but then I liked the brand, I liked the vision for the brand, and I don't know, I just wanted to be in that project at that point. It wasn't about the money, but it was about the experience and seeing how things go and just being in that moment, Sometimes it's not all about the money. Sometimes it's more than the money. So you need to be able to differentiate all of that and stand your ground for what you want.
Okay, so the other question I have now is, for the modern, like, are you working with an agency or you are getting jobs through your relationships? Like, can you describe how that started?
I am not under an agency. I just freelance on my own. I've been modeling for like 3 years now, and I've been freelancing throughout that time. I just connect with people, reach out to brands, send emails, and that's how
it goes. Okay, cool. Then I'll do influencing.
Well, influencing, how did influencing really start? It was just like a passion. Like, it was just me being myself, just taking pictures. Like, for the longest time, I was really insecure about my fashion sense and things I wanted for myself. And I believe that recently I started embracing who I was and, what I wanted really. And before then, I always used to try and be someone I wasn't. I would want to take pictures in ways that I know I wouldn't normally take pictures. And then I just like told myself one day, just be yourself. And I remember I was having a discussion with my friend and we're talking about the same thing, trying to build followers and all of that. And to be honest, Aziz, I just sat down, relaxed, and I didn't do anything about it. And I was just taking random pictures, videos, and just post it online. And I believe that was how I got a an audience that saw what I did and they really loved it and appreciated it and they
Yeah.
wanted to see it constantly, and that was just how I formed my community. So I would just say that just be yourself, and when you do that, you find your people that understand you,
yeah.
and you don't have to be someone else to meet up to a particular standard. So now for me, I'm just being myself, and then people just love it. So
that's like the fun part. That's the fun job.
That was how the influencing started.
Yeah.
So I'm just influencing things that I like, and I want people that like me to like it as well. Do you understand? Just tell them,
Yeah.
make them be more informed about things you're not informed about. So yeah.
Yeah. Of all three, which one is the most fun?
Which one is the
It's
most?
fun.
I would say Joe Lagos.
Really?
Yeah, because I
Okay.
really do enjoy designing, and I really enjoy putting things together and see my vision come out to life and see someone wear what I envision.
Ah, no, that's
It's just
flex.
such a beautiful feeling.
Yeah,
Just seeing
yeah.
your entire idea on a person and people appreciate it.
Yeah. That's like the ultimate flex. Seeing what you did and then hear someone else compliment it, like, can kill you.
Exactly. It's actually really amazing.
Yeah. Okay, tell me what your day-to-day at Joe Lagos is like. So describe your day-to-day at Joe Lagos.
Well, for now, we haven't really launched yet, but before, Joe Lagos was a brand that was selling, we're just selling like normal t-shirts, normal clothes and stuff. So normally what we do is just that we post on Instagram, and we try to be more consistent with our posts to make sure that people are able to see what we do. Not just Instagram, Twitter, and on WhatsApp too as well. So for now, I wouldn't say that we have a day-to-day because we're still trying to launch. We're running around trying to like set up things before launch date and make sure everything is together. So
Okay.
Right now.
Okay. I think okay. So I get that, like, that is just coming up on everything. But how is it managing all three? And like, what are the synergies you're seeing with, all three businesses as well?
Okay. I would say it's not easy managing all three because sometimes some people are like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
And some people like try to discourage you, and they're like, why don't you just do one instead of just like encourage you? So I don't know. I know what drives me to keep going is that I know my vision for these things. I know what I want at the end of the day. And every time I feel weak, anytime I break down and I am stressed out and things are not going the way I want it to go, I remember that I have to do this because I have a passion for this and I know what I want the outcome of these businesses to look like. So I'm not going to give up. I have to be consistent. I have to stay to date to things I have said I will do, and I have to be committed. So that's how I am always. So I would say that what do I find in common with these businesses is that I have to be consistent with them to see them grow. That's just what's so common about it. And I would say that having these three businesses has actually kind of changed my life in areas I can't really I can actually explain. Because when I look at my fitness life, when I look at when I have to do something or I have a deadline or whatever I have to do, I don't give excuses anymore because I know that it's a responsibility on me.
Yeah.
And these jobs I have, they're all responsibilities of me. If I decide to flop today, it's my fault. Everything is gonna flop because I am like the owner of this brand.
Yeah.
And I am in charge. And everything is in my hands. So
yeah, like it's a different like mindset when it's you.
Yeah,
it's definitely a different mindset. But like, so one of the things I was thinking is when you were giving the story about like the brands that were wanted to pay you small money and all of that, I can imagine now that like your influencing life is also going well. You're like, fam, I have an audience. Like, it's not just somebody wearing your brand, it's me wearing your brand, Like, so does that play a role, or, a few more followers?
So I would say that my modeling life is different from my influencing life, and I always don't try to show off to my clients that for the modeling part that, oh, I have these followers, if you're not paying me. And I'm like, even though I had 100 followers, it doesn't really matter. If I want a particular amount, I know the service that I am bringing to you, and I know the advantage my presence brings to your brand. So I don't try to bring that into conversations when it comes to modeling. And most time my brand, people I work with don't even know who I am on Instagram.
Okay.
Do you understand? And I leave it that way because I don't want the fact that I would use that to make them feel like, oh, because I have this, you have to pay me this amount of money. So I try to separate them from each other. Except the brand needs an influencer to work for them, I would pitch my
Your
influencing to
services
them
as well.
and tell them about it. So, or if they want me to post jobs that we've done together, they would have to pay a different amount of money for it. So I try to separate them and not,
Bring everything
except
together.
they're looking for, and I will definitely pitch it to them.
Okay, that works. Can you describe how you get jobs, and challenges you face getting jobs? Just generally, like the challenges you face day to day with running the business and scaling it.
So for modeling, right?
No, for all of them. Because you haven't started really.
Yeah.
Currently, your challenges will be around getting the
Yeah,
business started, so you can talk
exactly.
about that.
Yeah.
And for the modeling and the influencing, then you can talk about that as well.
Well, for modeling, I would say that sometimes, I would say half of the times or lesser of the times, I reach out.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad. But, yeah, I do reach out.
Yeah.
Then most of the times I have returning clients, like most of the time, 100% of the time I have returning clients. Or I have client that refers me to other people, or I have friends that refer me to people, mostly friends. Like I have this babe that I met. I can remember I met this babe at Fashion Week, Lagos Fashion Week. And ever since I met her, she had given me like 5 gigs this year for top brands that telling you like 5 gigs. So thank you, Nara. She's the one actually.
Yeah.
So sometimes through these people, and then just referrals.
Okay. So, but are there any other? Yeah. Okay. So
see me on the road
and then just come
or out.
That's happened.
Yeah, it happened like 3 times.
Hey God.
And they're just like, "Oh, are you a model?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I am."
And that's got
even one time at work, someone walked up to me and asked me, "Oh my God, like, would you want to like audition for an advertisement for MTN or something like that?" I can't even remember. And
that's crazy. Like,
yeah. Or people reach out to me on IG, send me messages.
God, am I doing
like
something wrong? I'd like them to come
I think it's how much you put yourself out. Like, if you don't really tell people about what you do, because I know that I'm very vocal about what I want. Like, I always tell people around me, this is what I do. I like to speak about it a lot, to put it in people's heads, to make them know that, refer me, or if I need something, let me know. If, just tell me. I think that's just the kind of person I am. If I want something, I always tend to tell people around me that, in case you hear anything, or let me know. In case you see anything, just let me know. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's basically how like getting jobs goes.
Yeah.
But with the negotiating part as well. So now it's just like you setting the terms and knowing exactly what you want.
Well, I would say it was a journey for the negotiation part, because I had to get to that point. I'm not going to sound like I'm perfect, or one day I just started and I just realized how to start negotiating or knowing the price to place on these things. During my time, I remember I started with my friend that I had met at the shoot, and we didn't know how to price these brands because we didn't really know a lot of models around that time.
Yeah.
So we had to grow to understand, to know our worth, to know our contribution. What are we really bringing to the table for these people to be able to know what we want?
Yeah.
And having discussions with people that are in this industry. And a lot of times, people in this industry do not even help. They don't tell you how much they charge. They don't tell you how they do it. Some people are really like private about it. And I feel like it's something that you should be open about to help other young models coming into the whole, thing, to know what they're entering into and know how it's going to work for them. So it took a while for us to know how to get to where we are. So, and then experience counts a lot. You can't be starting modeling like January, and in May you want to be paid 1 million for one shoot or something. I believe that everything is a step, and it's just the mentality we have here in Nigeria. Sometimes you have to dance to the tune, not all the time.
Yeah.
Just within a short frame, build that network, build that portfolio to make yourself stand out, to know that yes, if I'm going for this, then I deserve this pay because I know what I've worked for.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what I really believe in. So yeah.
Okay. Then so how about with the other businesses with influencing?
So influencing, well, I just charge based on experience. I don't know. I don't know. I shouldn't say vibes. That would be so bad. I shouldn't say vibes, but how do I charge for influence? I don't think I want to talk about that part.
Okay, cool.
Because I haven't
Cool.
figured it out yet, but I know that I price at a very fair, you
Yeah.
know.
Fair is
It's
subjective,
fair.
people.
I should-
What would you say that challenges you face with starting your brand? Yeah.
Let's talk about Julie Gosh.
Yeah.
I would say, I remember I told you that it took about 2 years for me to start again with no funding from anybody. It was just my funding. My parents didn't help me fund anything
Mm-hmm.
because I pitched my idea to my parents, some of my friends that I thought could like invest, and nobody really invested. That doesn't make them a bad person
Yeah.
because if they don't see a vision in it for themselves, I feel like it's fine. Doesn't make them bad. And I think it's one thing that made me stronger. I didn't see anybody as being wicked not funding my business. Because if you're around me, if you're close to me, you know how important Joe Lagos is to me. You know how much I love it. You know how much I'm willing to do anything to make sure that the brand is just
Yeah.
okay
And it
and
does. Yeah.
it's doing what I want it to do. And when nobody was gonna like invest in my business, I had to stand up, work hard, get more jobs, do things I had to do. I didn't sit down and cry about it.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
sit down and say,
definitely.
"Oh, Jesus will come down." I had to put in the work. I had to take in more modeling jobs. I had to get a job that I had to do to make sure that I was able to fund my business. And that was how it started. Because I had lost, I would say, almost 1 million trying to start it for 2 years. I was investing in different single ways to start it up, and it was failing and failing. And I wouldn't say I see it as a waste of money. I would say I see it as an investment. And it was painful losing all this
Yeah,
money because
definitely.
it was just me. Like, it wasn't as if anybody was giving me this money, like, or a loan or whatever. It was my hard earned money I was putting into all of this. And to watch it burn down and just, it was really sad. So I would just say that those were the challenges I faced. Finding an investor to come and help out with payments for things I needed, machines and stuff. And finding that perfect tailor in Nigeria. If you've heard of Nigerian tailors,
Yes,
my
I have.
God, they would disappoint you to the point that you would just want to cry for days.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in that place where I would cry for this because my tailor would get something for a sample and the next day she's doing something complete. I'm like, is this the same person that did this? So, for 2 years we're back and forth with this. And if you know anybody starting a brand, these are the challenges that you face.
Definitely.
Trying to find the right tailor that understands the vision that you're going for. So I would just say that I was really lucky to have found the right production team to help me out to, do this. And yeah, it's just like what was just
So basically, getting the right team around you was like challenging.
it was challenging finding the right team that could see my vision. And I really thank God that I was able to find the right team that was more professional and had the structural system that was able to understand what I wanted and understand how I wanted things to look.
Yeah.
So, and finding my illustrator, finding my stylist and all of that, those teams, it took time for me to find these people who were really in love and intentional about what they wanted to do. And I'm just really thankful. I wouldn't say that it was by my powers if I find these people. I'll just say it was just God that connected us together. And then we're able to start this together and it's turning out well.
Yeah. Okay, so I think my other question would be around, because I can totally relate to like the struggles of finding people,
Yeah.
and even just basically what you talked about, getting customers and all of that.
Yeah.
So now we've talked about like the hard parts. Can you tell me about like the most fun day or your best experience doing any of all of these jobs?
Well, I would say that my most fun day modeling was the time I got to model for my dream brand I had always wanted to model for,
What's the brand?
Andrea Iyama.
Ooh.
I got to work for her for Lagos Fashion Week, and it was one of the best experiences I ever had.
Okay.
And it was something that I had written down in my journal that year that I wanted to work for her, and it happened, and I got to work for her.
Mad.
So it was one of the, and I would say that when that happened, it just really made me understand my relationship with God, and it just really made me understand that nothing is too small for God to do. And I felt like I had been limiting him about a lot of things in my life, and having him do that to my life made me realize that I could literally just stop limiting myself and just like um just do what I have to do. Like God has really come through for me in ways I can't explain. I needed fund the amount of funding I needed to start Joe Lagos this year. I didn't have it till like I prayed to have it January. I didn't have it till like July, June. And I got the exact money I had written in my journal that I wanted to start my business. I got the exact amount of money I needed to start my business.
Wow.
So I would just say that all this while I was waiting, I was crying, but then I wasn't trusting God enough. I wasn't involving him as much as I wanted to. These were like the lessons that I had learned. I'm sorry I'm trying to be spiritual.
No,
or
it's
anything,
fine, it's fine.
But it was just like little lessons I had learned. And I had realized that I had to stop relying on my strength and also like try to put it in God's hand most of the time and just trust the process.
Yeah. And also, like, I'm learning now to steal your journal and write things inside. I think like this is, we're drawing towards the close of it, but what can we expect from you coming soon? So where can we find this collection that you've spoken so highly about?
Yeah.
When is it coming out? If somebody wants to get you to model for their brand, or come and influence the events and stuff, how can we find you?
Well, my Insta is eduge_Omoreige. I think you should put it in the description box. And you could find our new collection coming out. It's dropping on 28th of November, which is like pretty soon. So you could find it on Joe Lagos. That's our Insta handle. I think you drop in the description box.
Easily.
And also my influence is to my Instagram that I mentioned earlier, which will be on the description box. Yeah.
It's here.
Oh yeah, forgot to mention on the podcast. That's all.
Do you want to talk about that now?
No, I don't. Because I haven't done podcasting in a while.
Okay, so do you want to just say what the name of the podcast channel
by
is?
Eduge. You all should go listen to it. Like some life-changing stories are right there. Lovely stories.
So yes, you've heard it all.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for doing this. This was fun.
I'm just like, congratulations, and I like your idea for your business and everything you guys are,
Thank you.
And I can't wait to start using it for my influencing to make things easier and payments easier for us. Yes. And I'm really excited.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You. We can't wait to let you use it. Like that would be lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What we do. So we build tools for freelancer service providers and service, like I said before.
I love the idea of the payment section where people could pay now and pay later, and it goes to the other place where they credit your account, but
people.
I really love the idea about that. It gives people like the opportunity to buy things they want to buy. Like for instance, some people like Nigeria now, you're paid monthly salary. What about if you cannot afford it at the middle of the month? You can always pay back at the end of the month. So it's a pretty good idea. So yeah, I love that.
So that's the one you
That's the one that really caught my attention because I can use it for my business and I can use it for different transactions I want to do.
Okay.
And I would have the peace of mind that it is sorted.
And yeah.
I believe that that's a very great idea.
Okay, but what would you like to see? What would help your fashion business?
I really like the fact about the platform where you could search for people that you need and different equipment and things that you need at that point. That's also very brilliant and very helpful to as well.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, so what would you like to see? Because those are the ones I came up with. Like, what was exciting to you? If you're building an app for yourself, you had all the nicest developers, what would you build?
I feel like I would build a platform that everybody will be able to use to get anything they want, from the littlest to the biggest things. Anything they want, with a service that is so efficient that they have a process and a structure where they attend to every customer with the best customer service, and every single customer feels like they are heard. And if they have a complaint, that same thing is not repeated over and over again and it's worked on, and they're given the assurance that it will not happen again, and that assurance is being shown, and it's being consistent when it's being carried out. So it doesn't mean that if I complain about something yesterday, today you do it good, and the rest of the days you're still doing the bad thing. So yeah.
Okay.
Apart from where you can find maybe medicine, clothing, workmanship. So now, I never lived outside my parents' home, and recently I started living alone. So when I started living alone, my door spoiled, and I remember something in my window spoiled as well. And I didn't know anybody around the area. I didn't know anybody that could help me.
Yeah.
Then I remember that my friend had this app where you could search for electricians and stuff. And when I opened the app, first of all, I believe that the app wasn't built in a sensible way because I couldn't log in or find my way around the app. It was so
Can you
difficult.
say no?
I wouldn't say it.
No,
here.
we're not producing. This is not that. This is not the one that goes.
Okay.
You can whisper it to me. You can text it to me. The thing is, I need cause we also have to do competitor review and all of that good stuff. So. Okay.
It just wasn't helpful at all. And I didn't like the fact that I wasn't able to get what I wanted at that point because I was still not able to I had to fix my fan and my door, I would not forget.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't find anyone that could fix it for me. So I was just wondering, why can't I just get an app where I can just search for this thing and this person comes immediately to fix this thing for me? It took me about 3 weeks to do it because I was just so busy that I didn't have time to do it. And I didn't have time to go and start searching for someone that could help me.
So, but when you search, what happened?
I couldn't even log in.
Oh, you couldn't log in.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's sad. So you were not even able to use them. So how did you eventually find somebody?
My mom, I had to bring it home, and my mom helped me do it.
Oh.
And my mom brought someone to come and help me fix my door. So.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. So I guess this is the end of our interview. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If you'd like to see more interesting content like this, like, share, and subscribe, or follow us on our other social media pages at Workstedi _ for Twitter, at Workstedi for Instagram, or go to our website at www.workstedi.com.